Haddon Township, New Jersey. This week marks a significant anniversary in American history. In 1942, amid the turmoil of World War II, a Boy Scout troop in Cody, Wyoming, extended an invitation to nearby troops for their annual Jamboree. If you've ever been involved in the Boy Scouts or known someone who has, you'd understand the excitement surrounding such an event. An opportunity to earn merit badges, master knot tying, build campfires, pitch tents, and enjoy the great outdoors. However, that year, the invitation was largely ignored. Most troops either declined or never responded at all. The reason? The troop extending the invitation was from inside the Heart Mountain internment camp, a government-run facility where Japanese Americans had been forcibly relocated, surrounded by barbed wire and guard towers under armed surveillance. Despite the widespread rejection, one local troop from Cody chose to accept the invitation. They traveled to Heart Mountain and joined the Japanese American Scouts for the Jamboree, engaging in traditional scouting activities. Among them were two particularly mischievous boys, Alan, from the Cody troop, and Norman, from the Heart Mountain troop. The two bonded quickly, devising a prank on a fellow scout whom Alan considered a bully. Anticipating rain, they carefully dug a moat around their tent, directing the runoff downhill, straight toward the bully's tent. When the rain came, their plan worked perfectly, flooding the boys' tent and reducing it to a collapsed mess. Alan and Norman erupted into laughter, marking the beginning of a lifelong friendship. More than 4 decades later, in 1988, those same boys, Alan Simpson and Norman Mineta, had become key political figures. Alan Simpson was a Republican U.S. Senator from Wyoming, and Norman Mineta was a Democratic congressman from California. Together, they led bipartisan hearings on the wrongful internment of 120,000 Japanese Americans during World War II. Their efforts culminated in the Civil Liberties Act of 1988, signed into law by President Ronald Reagan. The act acknowledged that the internment had been driven by racial prejudice, wartime hysteria, and political failure. It included a formal apology from the U.S. government and provided reparations to survivors as an attempt to make amends. The legal justification for the internment had been the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, an obscure wartime law that had only been invoked 3 times before, in the War of 1812, World War I, and World War II. Decades later, news emerged that then-President Donald Trump planned to invoke this same law. Reports surfaced from major media outlets, including the Wall Street Journal and CBS News, indicating that the Trump administration was exploring ways to use the act to bypass existing immigration laws. The announcement sent shockwaves through the Japanese American community, with many recalling the painful legacy of the internment camps. Then, in a poignant turn of events, Alan Simpson passed away in his hometown of Cody, Wyoming, at the age of 93. On the same day, President Trump delivered a speech at the U.S. Department of Justice, where he was expected to announce the revival of the Alien Enemies Act. However, the speech took an unexpected turn, veering into personal grievances and direct calls for legal action against media outlets and political adversaries. His remarks derailed the anticipated policy announcement, leaving the public to speculate on when, or if, it would be formally declared. For those who remember the lessons of history, the story of Alan Simpson and Norman Mineta serves as a reminder of the resilience of friendship, the importance of bipartisan leadership, and the dangers of repeating past mistakes. As the nation reflects on these events, the question remains: will history serve as a guide to justice, or are we doomed to repeat its darkest chapters?